Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't slow down, you might miss the moments that matter most. For me, those moments look a lot like this. My son Kit out here with the chickens, playing on a piece of land that feels like it belongs in another era. This is 5170 Wakefield Road in Grand Blanc, Michigan. And today, we're not just touring a farmhouse, we're telling a story. One that spans over a century of farming roots, family transformations, and one of the smoothest real estate journeys that I've ever had the privilege to be a part of. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom Cape Cod farmhouse that sits on nearly 2 acres of land. Out back, there's a barn that dates all the way back to 1933, a relic of a different time that's still standing tall today. You've got a 2-car garage, a walkout basement, and land that wraps around the house in a way that makes it feel tucked away, yet still part of the Grand Blanc community. Now, when my clients first bought this house back in 2019, it looked very different. And here's the thing, I was the one who sold it to them. At that time, it had good bones, but it needed a vision. The siding was tired, the interiors hadn't been updated in years, and it was one of those places where you could see the potential, but it was going to take a lot of work to uncover it. And my clients, well, they did the work. They poured themselves into this place. Over the years, they transformed it from dated and worn into warm, inviting, and full of character. The kitchen became the true heart of the home, the kind of space where you can imagine family dinners and holiday mornings. The bedrooms were refreshed, the bathrooms updated, and every part of the home was given new life. The barn, still that same proud structure from 1933, became more than just a building. It's a piece of history, and it adds to the authenticity of this being not just a house, but a farmhouse with a story. I'll be honest, walking back into this home in 2025 felt like stepping into a completely different place. The transformation is jaw-dropping. Back in 2019, when we closed, it was rough around the edges, but now it's polished without losing its roots. It still feels authentic. It still feels like Wakefield, but now it shines. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's slow it down and take a look at what makes Wakefield so special. Grand Blanc, which literally translates to Big White in French, is one of Michigan's earliest settled farming communities. French traders traveling here in the early 1800s gave it that name, and by the mid-19th century, this was fertile farmland stretching for miles. Wakefield Road is right in the middle of that history. Back then, families carved out small farms like this one, building modest farmhouses, barns for livestock, and gardens that fed them year-round. These weren't just homes, they were lifelines. Every building had a purpose, every acre mattered. Over time, Grand Blanc grew into a community known for good schools, safe neighborhoods, and quick access to Flint, Detroit, and Lansing. But Wakefield Road, it still feels different. Standing here, you can imagine what life was like 100 years ago. You hear the roosters in the morning. You walk out into fresh air that doesn't feel rushed. That's the kind of spirit that this home carries forward. And here's what I love. When you see a family take a property and elevate it like this, it's not just cosmetic. They lived here. They raised animals here. They created memories here. That energy stays with the home, and that's exactly why, when it hit the market this time around, buyers lined up immediately. So let's talk about what happened when we listed it. By the time we even finished the video, we already had 5 offers in hand. Demand was off the charts. And we didn't get just asking price. We got well over asking. That's the power of a story-driven property like this. People aren't just buying square footage. They're buying land, character, charm, and a piece of history. Now here's where the timing was almost too good to be true. My clients had just gotten their offer accepted on a massive farmhouse in New York, over 25 acres of land, their dream property. So I was able to negotiate something that you don't see every day, 45 days of 100% free occupancy after the sale. That means they didn't have to rush to move out. They get to enjoy Wakefield a little while longer while preparing for the next chapter of their story in New York. It's a win-win. The buyers get the home that they fell in love with, and my sellers get the peace of mind and a smooth transition into their new home. For me, personally, this one's special. I sold Wakefield to these clients in 2019, and seeing what they've done with it since then, well, it's inspiring. I mean, this is why I love real estate. It's not just about transactions or contracts. It's about watching families take something old and breathe new life into it. When you walk through this home now, you feel it. You feel the love and the hard work, and that makes passing it on to the next owners even more meaningful. They're not just buying a farmhouse, they're inheriting a story. And as for my clients, they're off to New York to start their next chapter on 25 acres. From Grand Blanc farmland to New York farmland, their story continues.